is Christian Kraus, and this is BookSwap. This is essentially a book trading app for just about anyone, whether or not you have a couple books on your shelf that you've read over and over again and you're trying to make some space for some new ones, or you've read the first book in a series and you're really trying to find the sequel but you don't have a lot of cash. This is a great option for you. So you can go to the About page. This is just a little bit about myself and a brief description of the app. But yeah, let's get right into it. So we can go to the login page and we can either register a new user or log in with a user account that's already been registered. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to make a new user right now, and we'll make a username that I haven't used yet, 521 I don't think I've used. Then make a password that agrees with Django as far as being long enough and being sophisticated enough. And then just throw a name in here. Just for time's sake, let's throw some dummy data in here. And then right here you can pick a profile from your profile picture from your device, which is pretty convenient. And sweet, we're in. We've successfully created a profile. And on the bottom here you can see all this functionality for a watch list, viewing your trade history, active trades, as well as some statistics here about your profile, like how many trades you've completed and how many offers you've made, etc. But this is all empty because we haven't started using the app yet, as well as the library page, our library page, and the home page will be empty because we haven't started following any other users yet. So let's go ahead and fix that and go to the search page. So here we can search for books by title, author, or ISBN, and you can do acronyms as well. So ACOTAR, that's not even correct. It's A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACO, but should work. Let's see if it still works. Nice, still worked, even though it's spelled janky. So yeah, we can see all of these results here. Showed up with like 40, and you can click on any one of these books and add it to the library. Sorry, this CS web app server goes down every like 5 minutes just for a few seconds. Anyway, you can add it to the library, and that should have worked successfully. You can see that was added. And yeah, if you click on the book item itself, like I said, you can see the book page, which is a more detailed page with more detailed information, including the ISBN number and the Google Apps or Google ID that corresponds to the Google API ID for the Google Books API, which is what we're pulling all the book objects from. And yeah, we can add this book to the library, go back, add a couple more. And I copied that ISBN just to demonstrate that that's a unique field. So this should return just that one book that corresponds to that ISBN number. Sweet, that works. Go back to my library, added those, and just about any book that is in the Google Books API will be included on this search page and will be returned via the search algorithm. So that includes textbooks, just about anything, honestly. So we can type calculus in here, and that you get like 40 results for calculus textbooks or books on calculus. So you can add this guy right here. See if that got added to our library. Nice. So now that we have a couple of books in our library, we can get started with searching around. So let's see. Let's go to the Boston area. So these pins represent exchanges that are currently active and created. So we can click on this and you can see the incoming offers. So this is an exchange created by Christian Kraus. That's my user account. It's not this test one that I just made. You can see the map here. We can click on that and go to the exchange itself. That'll take us to that pin on the map if we click on it, which is pretty cool. You can hit watch. Like I said before, on our profile page we have that watch tab, so this will add this exchange to our watch list, and we can see this listing via that watch list page. So we can also see the incoming offers down here, like I said, So before we make an offer, let's just go ahead and show the following functionality. So if I were to go to the home page right now, there would be no exchanges because I haven't created any, and I'm not following anyone on this app yet. So the only people or only exchanges that will show up on your homepage are exchanges that correspond to users that you're following on the app, or exchanges that are tied to your current user account that you're logged into. Neither of those are true in this case, so let's fix that. We can follow this account and now click home. And now we can see all of the exchanges tied to Christian Crafts are going to be here on this homepage. So that's pretty nice. Let's show how creating an exchange works and how swapping books between libraries is automated when you complete an exchange, as well as the messaging and some other features that are really cool that I included here. So let's log out of here, go to Christian Crafts, and log into that account. So this is my user account. Again, this is the home page. This is just another user that I created for testing purposes that I'm following, so that's why they're showing up here. If I were to go here and unfollow this account, that would no longer show up. See? But anyway, let's create an exchange. So we have this create page, and this is just going to go through your library, and any books that are in your library are going to be on this page available to offer in the exchange, but you can't offer any books that aren't in your library, obviously. So we'll do Alston, and I have this pulling from the Mapbox API to autofill location, which is pretty nice. And then I am open to pretty much anything, but I prefer fantasy. Alright, and then let's create this exchange. So let's use like some bright colors. I added these books on purpose so it'd be easy to keep track of which books are getting traded. So let's create this listing. And yeah, pay attention to what's included. So we have this really blue one and these two pink ones. So we got that. After you create it, you're going to be prompted to choose a location. The location tag I chose was Alston, so let's go down to Alston. Right here and like around Harvard Ave is a good spot. All right, cool. Sweet. So that is now up and running. This is an exchange that has been created, and we should be able to go see it in our other user. It was Seacross 5.1, I believe. 21. Sweet. Awesome. So now we see this exchange down here. That's really cool. So let's go ahead and watch it first of all, because I haven't even showed the watch functionality yet. We can go to our watch list and see all the exchanges that we've watched. Let's go ahead and make an offer. So click on this one and make an offer. And if we paid attention to the create exchange page when I was logged in as Christian Crafts, none of these ACOTAR books were in my library. But I'm going to make an offer and see what happens when it gets accepted. I think you'll enjoy these series. Okay, cool. And hit submit offer. Alright, now we have the offer there, and we can see it with our profile name, profile picture. That's awesome. It's coming together pretty nicely. So let's log out of Christian Crafts, or the C Crafts test user that I made, and log back into Christian Crafts. So I can see on the home page the exchanges, how many offers they have. I can see I just got one offer on this one, so let's check it out. And if we go to the profile page, we can also see trade history, which shows all the trades we've made in the past with prior users, as well as active trades, which are just these three right now. And anyway, let's go back to active, click on this one. And we can see that now that we're logged in as the user who created this transaction or this listing, or this exchange rather, we have the ability to accept the offers. When we were viewing this page on the other user's view, we couldn't see these buttons, accept or decline, because obviously we don't have that permission. We don't have that ability to do that on that page. So now we do. We're logged in as Christian Krause, and we can accept this offer. So let's see what happens if we do that. Before I do, let's go to library, make sure we don't have any of those ACOTAR books. You can see none of those ACOTAR books are here. And I have these three that are offered in my exchange. So let's go back to it and let's accept this offer. So accepting it, and awesome, it worked. So as soon as we accept the offer, we're rerouted to this inbox page, and this inbox page is going to be essentially just a list of conversations that are tied to your completed exchanges. So as soon as you accept that offer on an exchange and it is completed and marked as completed in the database, you're going to be rerouted to this inbox page, and you're going to be rerouted specifically to the conversation that is corresponding to that exchange that you just completed. So you can see that here. This was the message that test user that I just made wrote on the offer. I think you'll really enjoy this series, referring to ACOTAR. Thank you. When do you want to meet? Sweet, and that goes through. You can see it, some of my other conversations from previous exchanges that I've completed. All right, sweet, that's pretty cool. And for the moment of truth, let's go check our library and see if that book was eliminated. So we should no longer see those pink ones in my library. Again, sorry, this CS web app server times out every like 5 minutes just for a few seconds. It's a school server. But once this library page reloads, we should see that the pink books are no longer there, as well as that blue one that I offered. Awesome. And we got these three ACOTAR ones added from that exchange. And if we go back to the other user that I created, I don't see it in there. I'm just going to type it. C Krause 521. We can go here to our library, and you can see that we got these three books. Awesome. And we lost the ACOTAR one. So that was successful. That's awesome to see. That's really cool. And if we go to our profile, we see that our offers made are now 1 because that was a successful offer. And then the watched exchanges are 2, which should correspond to our watch list. That's correct. And then trade history. This is really cool. Now that trade is added to our history because it was a completed trade. So it should show up no longer on this page, but if we go to this button right here, we can toggle completed trades, and we can see it right here. Excuse me, right here. That's the one that we just completed, and yeah, it's now in the completed page section, so you got to toggle this to see it now. This is only for active, this is for completed, but that was successful. So that's the basics functionality. You can go to the map, you can search by region or by location strictly by just exploring the map and seeing what's near you. Click on these pins to see what exchanges you might be interested in, or you can go to the home page. You can also filter exchanges here. So if I were to type Harry Potter in this, or just Harry in this search bar, you can also filter the exchanges by multiple criteria. So you can, like I said, author, you can do J.K. Rowling, and that should only, you might have to do the that should only bring up those. So that's pretty cool. And you can also do location as well. So Boston should show up, should show only the exchanges in Boston. Awesome. And that's all working really nicely. I plan to add some other features as well as like filtering exchanges here by location and distance to you, not just location name, but distance to you specifically. So I'd have to ask the user to enable location services on their device, but that shouldn't be too difficult. But for now, this is the bare bones of this project, and you can see you can add friends or followers, or you can add books, and you can add book exchange requests. You can also make offers on those requests, and all of those things interact in a way that's really convenient, where if you're following someone, they will show up on your homepage, and if you're not following someone, they won't show up on your homepage. If you're filtering via active exchanges, that'll show up on this page. You can also filter via completed, and you can filter via all of these other attributes that I just mentioned, such as author, name, title, location, etc. And yeah, the map box portion is really cool. That's something I'm also super proud of, and definitely going to build on some more after this semester is over. But yeah, that's the basic rundown of my project. I appreciate you guys listening, and I'm gonna log off just to wrap this thing up. And we're back to the login page, and there you go. That's my app. Down here you have some links to like just some LinkedIn profiles and GitHub profiles that correspond to my GitHub, obviously, and my LinkedIn. So if you want to check that out, you can click on that. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to sign out. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate it.